The questions.
Well, I hope all is well with you all. I'm excited about what I was able to witness yesterday. It was Selection Sunday for the women's volleyball program. Outstanding environment. Congratulations to Dawn Sullivan and her girls, her staff. Obviously, SEC Coach of the Year. It's a tremendous, tremendous, path that they've taken. I've been able to watch their practices throughout the year, and then to see the growth that they had in their program from the very beginning of the year to now is tremendous. She's excellent at player development, unbelievable teaching environment, unbelievable learning environment, fully engaged. And you could just see the season unfold in a direction that they were able to celebrate yesterday. Job's not done yet. They're excited, I'm sure, to go out and compete, not just be in the NCAA tournament, but compete out in Omaha. So I credit Dawn Sullivan and her ladies on their success, and obviously our volleyball program, unbelievable energy. Our opponent, Pittsburgh, unbelievable opponent, opportunity, one of college basketball's all-time winningest programs. I think they're top 10 or something like that. I'm not sure exactly the number, but it's a tremendous environment. Being able to play there when I was in the ACC as an assistant coach, great environment, great basketball. Jeff Capel, I have so much respect for. Tremendous coach, tremendous background, comes from a coaching family, starting with his dad, may he rest in peace, but also his younger brother, Jason. Tremendous basketball opportunity. Great team, NCAA tournament team, coming off one of the most successful seasons they've had in a while. So you look at their personnel, it starts with, top to bottom. They have unbelievable depth. They have great balance, tremendous toughness, tremendous, shooting ability. It's a well-balanced team, and they've done a great job of constructing their personnel.
Questions?
Hey, Dennis, you're in the position where you've already played a true road game this season going into this one. And what would you like your group to take over from the experience at Minnesota to this next road contest?
Well, two different environments, two different teams. I think ultimately you look at the scoring ability of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has put up 100 points twice this season, but also their ability to hold their opponents to the percentages that they have from the three-point line. We got to be able to knock down our shots on the road and concentrate and not wait until that second half. So we're going to go out there focused on being able to catch and shoot. And obviously the environment will pose the threat. We just got to focus and execute the game plan for 40 minutes. And that's where we look at playing 40 minutes of basketball to the best of our ability. The other thing, we got to have a positive assist to turnover ratio. I don't think we gave ourselves a chance versus Minnesota until we started to take care of the basketball. And I think ultimately that begins with our veterans and obviously, the younger guys when they get their opportunity. Last thing is being able to get to that free throw line. We were 15 for 24. You look at it from the standpoint of the 1-and-1s we missed, that was 15 for 30. We can't shoot 50% on the road and expect to win a game. So we got to be able, however many free throws we get, we got to execute at the free throw line.
You talked a lot about the last game, that you didn't really see as much consistency within your team. What have you been doing with your players to help build that consistency heading into a difficult road slate?
Well, that's a great point that you make. I think it comes game by game as you continue to get better. But also, guys, their roles are definitive as you continue to play games. And I think, and I know just from conversations, our guys are starting to fall and settle into their roles. The other thing that you look at is the big picture of a season. Different things comes and goes, and we just got to be prepared when our numbers are called.
When you talk about consistency, guys like who have returned, like Noah and Nick and even Aiden, what do you want to see from them to maybe help get that consistency that you're hoping to see across the board?
Well, I think just the confidence, just going out there, knowing what we have to do, playing a style of basketball that we're used to playing, but more importantly, going out there one possession at a time. You can't predict the outcome of games, but you can predict possession by possession, second by second. And we just want to be able to make sure those guys are consistent in their seconds. And if we're able to do that, we'll be able to put ourselves in a position that I think will give us an opportunity. And that's all we want on the road against a great opponent is to have an opportunity at the end of the game. And ultimately, that's what we gave ourselves at Minnesota, opportunity.
Coach, I believe Pittsburgh's averaging around 48 rebounds per game. How do you kind of limit their opportunities on the offense and defensive boards, and who are you really calling them to step up in that way?
Well, it's by committee. I think they're averaging 48 and only giving up 31 to their opponents. Some of that is the percentage that they're shooting. They're shooting a great percentage on the offensive end at 45 to 50%. You look at that, there's not many defensive rebounds for another team to get. Obviously, those rebounds that they throw up or those shots they throw up, they're great. They're doing a great job of offensive rebounding. And 6 games, they have close to 100 offensive rebounds, which is tremendous stat. But it goes back to the character of the head coach. You know, I truly believe they were able to identify some guys who are elite at, you know, that one thing, and that's crashing the glass, getting to the offensive rebounds, and creating extra possessions for their teams.
Coach, you mentioned a little bit earlier just that Pitt doesn't allow a lot of teams to shoot well from beyond the arc. I think they're at 23.8% opponent three-point field goal percentage. Just what have you seen from them that they do well to limit those opportunities, and what's kind of the challenge there for your system?
You know, they do a great job in their defensive scheme. They try their very best, and they do a very good job at contesting shots. And ultimately, when you're able to contest the shots that they are contesting, they're forcing one more pass. They're forcing another pass after that one more. They're forcing where you would think it's a one more pass shot. They're forcing 2 extra passes after the one more shot. And they're doing a great job of scramming out on the weak side and even making an extra play defensively. They're not giving up many turnovers, meaning as a team, they only have 60 turnovers in 6 games. That's 10 turnovers a game. So they're doing a tremendous job of making sure they're getting to the foul line, but also that they're getting shots up, and those shots that are missed, they're being able to create different possessions offensively for themselves.
And Coach, you mentioned taking this game kind of one possession at a time, whether it be possessions maybe right after a timeout or coming out of a half. Are there any specific ones that you guys are going to be paying, closer attention to? You got to have it go your way.
No, you got to just read the game. I think every game poses a different threat. Different guys get high hands at different times, so it's hard to predict what you need to do after a timeout because you don't know what exactly is going on in those games. So strategically, we want to be able to put ourselves in a position where, of course, we get stops, but more importantly, we're able to condense the game in a sense that we want guys to be able to shoot contested shots. We want guys to be able on their side to hold them to 1 rebound. We don't want to give them easy foul shots or fouling away from the basket, creating 1-on-1 situations. And we want to take care of the basketball where they're not getting fast break points. And if you're able to do that, you're able to read the game. And there's no secret to what the elements are. If you live in fast break defense, you're not giving yourselves a chance. If you live on the free throw line blocking out, you're not giving yourself a chance, and the teams are getting their opportunities in those environments.
Coach, and what you've seen so far, just kind of how do you go about slowing down Blake Hinson on the offensive end?
Well, you're talking about an all-conference guy. He's a kid that's shooting 35 plus from the 3. Also a kid that's averaging close to 20 points a game. So when you look at his numbers, it's a precise 20 points. It's not one of those 20 points where he's taking 20 shots. He has efficiency in those stats. And ultimately, what we have to continue to do is not foul him. He's doing a good job getting to the foul line, but also they have some great schemes and making extra plays in an unselfish way of getting them looks. He's one of the top players in the country, I believe, at his versatility, but also his ability to read the game. And he's a talent, man.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys. MIZ.